Oh my god, it's Sunday. What's happening? How's it going? It's Marshall. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream broadcasting on YouTube. It's Sunday night. Hope y'all have had a great week. And so last week's show, I had a little bit of an issue. Well, several issues. Was trying to get an old project in Ableton Live 10 to open up. But I spent this week kind of trying to go through that project and see if I can get it to be more stable, so maybe I can actually work on it, because I'd like to re-release this track. So today we're going to try and work on that a little bit. And then, maybe towards the end of the stream here, I'll talk about my upcoming trip to Chicago for KnobCon. I've picked up some gear that I'm going to try and use to make videos with, like a nice little live mobile rig. And maybe I'll talk about that a little bit if there's time. So anyways, let's get into the business. So we'll be using the push with Ableton. And let's just head over to the computer here. And let's fire this up. So I've made some tweaks to everything. Again, I think I've got it working. I still have had this crash Ableton a few times. I sent in a crash report to the Ableton tech support group. Kind of am curious why this keeps happening. I took out all the plugins that didn't seem like they were working and checked everything else to make sure there wasn't like some weird authorization issue or anything like that. See, like this right here. Yeah. No. And we'll see what happens. So, and then once this fires up here, I'm going to be loading up Reason 8, because this track, when I originally created it, I made it in Pro Tools in combination with Reason. So a lot of sounds and effects are actually coming from Reason in real time. And then the whole inspiration for this was recently I picked up an MS-2000B again. And I remembered that, hey, I've been working on this tune for quite some time. I should try and finish this. Now, I'm not sure if this is... that looks like it's probably right. Let's see. So now we'll fire up the Inside Your Radio project and see what happens. So, again, this is kind of a weird thing, because I used to use Reason so much, and I had all kinds of little crazy tricks and stuff. And in this track, originally, all the sounds were playing for like the bass lines and all those kinds of things were playing in here. So if we look at this real quick, just want to kind of show. So there's all this stuff in here for this song. And I had set up I had split some audio from here and ran it in through this vocoder, the VB512 vocoder in Reason. And the cool thing about this is if you swap it to EQ mode and do some shift automation, I don't know how to explain it. It shifts the frequency spectrum around, and I kind of used it almost like a filter in the original song. So I'm gonna have to try and either figure out a workaround for this, or I'm not sure, because I want to retain that effect, because it was kind of in some of the build-up crescendos and stuff. So I definitely want to retain some of that. But yeah, let's see if this will play. So we'll go back to this one. All right, so did I group? Yeah. So I kind of been playing around a little bit with some of the stuff in Ableton, but the vocoder in here is not going to work the same as the Reason vocoder, which is a bummer. And this is part of the reason why, again, Propellerhead should release some of their stuff as individual VSTs, because, man, that would really save my butt right now. But I'll figure out a workaround for it and get this all working correctly eventually. Yeah, so let me just play this, and we'll see if it crashes or not. fucking first thing it does, crash. So this was working all day today, and what I'm gonna make sure is that I'm not using my audio interface for anything. So now what it's gonna do if I relaunch this? Oh, what a pain in the ass. So now, and this maybe something weird with Reason and Rewire maybe is causing this. I'm not sure. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and recover that. And then when this fires back up, I'm gonna have to close Reason, then reopen Ableton. Yeah, all this goodness. So of course, again, all day, like I worked on this for a couple hours today. And yeah, so that's a bummer. But I'll figure it out. So maybe I might have to upgrade Reason. I don't know for sure yet. But so we'll close that. And we'll reopen this. Like, it's weird, like the Reason application will have to time out. So let's see what happens. Maybe it'll do what it needs to do here. I don't know for sure. Let's check our task manager. So it says Reason is running. And it sure as shit is. So here we'll kill that. Let's relaunch it. All right, fingers crossed. Okay, so that did not work. So I need to exit. Quit. Come on, let's make some magic happen. Reason engine is already in use. Fucking thing. Alright, we're just gonna restart this stupid computer. And while we're doing that, I will talk about some other shit. So again, this is weird because it wasn't doing this earlier today, so. And I'm not, like, I'd gone through the startup sequence in the computer and a few other things. So it's really irritating because all day, again, this was working fine. And then now it's giving me problems. Anyway, so I figured out, you know, there's the roll and go. Like, I was trying to figure out, like, for my trip to KnobCon. How am I going to make videos? Because I can't take a lot of stuff with me. So I'm going to use my phone, I think, as my main camera. But I picked up one of those mounting rigs, I guess, with some cold shoe mounts and a few other things. And one of the things I was trying to figure out is, okay, that'll probably work all right. Like the camera, I've got a Galaxy S9 Plus, which has a really good camera on it. It can run some battery packs and keep everything going good, I think, for most of the day. We'll see. The only thing I'm worried about is maybe the phone will overheat. So I've got some stuff in order. I'll test it all out, but one of the things, and we could actually look at this real quick since this is all booting back up. The there's a company called MakerHeart. Come on, keyboard. We'll talk about this real quick. And they make, oops, that's probably not going to show the right things. MakerHeart, Just Mixer. So they make several different mixers, which are actually pretty sweet. You can see here I clicked on this because I ordered one of these. I ordered this Just Mixer M, which is pretty nice. It's going to be USB powered. And it's nice because you can do audio in and out, so it's bidirectional audio via USB, so I can hook it directly into the phone and have a separate USB connection for power on it. It's got 2 mic preamps in here, so I can run 48 volts or plus 1.5 volts, which is nice because I'm gonna have a lavalier. I'll be wearing a lavalier, and then I'll probably give a presenter a handheld mic or use a shotgun mic on the rig. And then there's a line in for audio and an auxiliary in. So it's pretty powerful little mixer. It's small enough to where I don't think it's that much bigger than a phone. So I'm gonna end up mounting this in the whole rig. And you can see, so the basic is like $80, the premium is like $100 bucks, and it comes with like a bunch of cables and stuff. And it's real lightweight and portable, and I'll have faders. So one of the things I'm worried about, since I've never done any kind of coverage at a live show before, is making sure I get good levels for audio. Normally I would not want to record directly into a camera. I would record audio separate, but again, I would need to like maybe train my girlfriend to use a laptop or a Surface Pro tablet that I have maybe. I don't know, so I'll do some playing around on that stuff, but if we can get the audio all to capture in good at the same time, that might be worth doing. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see how this whole kit thing works out, and I'll probably make a video about everything I do for that eventually. Alright, so let's get back in here and let's see if we can get this to work properly. Let me make sure again I'm not okay. So yeah, so the other option I was looking at though for that little mixer would have been like a roll and go, probably the original version. But the thing that concerns me about that is it's not like, it's square, and the way I'm gonna mount it is actually I'm gonna mount this MakerHeart mixer in like a cell phone clamp, and I don't want to have issues with access to the ports that I need, and that was the only thing I was kind of worried about with that Go mixer. Otherwise I might have picked one of those up because I think they've got pretty good reviews, but I need something small and portable. And I mean, I have nice cameras in here. I have a 4K camcorder, and I've got a Sony A600 or 6000, or I can't remember what the Sony is, but it's pretty nice. And I could have taken one of those, but again, I just think the phone's going to be fine for my use case out there. Alright, so we'll try and fire this up again. Fingers crossed. While that's doing that, I'm going to log into the YouTube chat again, in case anyone's in there. And I'll probably switch up the date and time for the live streams here eventually, guys. I'll probably switch it to like Saturdays in the afternoon or something. Probably after I get back from NobCon. So hopefully more folks can have the ability to join live. Although I am a night owl, I seem to work really well at night. All right, let's try this again. There we go. I hear it. So you can hear the stuff that's in Reason that's not in the that was playing earlier. It's almost half the song. I'm sorry guys, hold on. Actually, that needs to play 2 measures. Oh yeah, this is one of the parts where I've been experimenting This is what it kind of should sound like. You can hear this running through that Reason filter, or the Reason vocoder as an EQ, basically. This was something I had done somehow in 2016. I don't remember how I did this. I'm gonna have to figure that out again. And I was using a little fatty to layer some of this stuff, which I'm actually not gonna do this time. I don't think it's necessary, but I can hear that little fatty in there. And it's obviously clipping and distorting, and it sounds like shit. This kind of rotates like that. I'll have to figure out how to handle it here. But anyway, so yeah, Imperfect is asking, am I saying that right? Imperfect, it's very phonetically spelled. Asking about Waldorf Quantum news. So I'm supposed to be getting mine towards the end of this month. So what is it? It's the 12th today, and I think my Sweetwater rep was telling me, shit, it might be next week. So I'm excited because as soon as that gets here, the JD800 is going to the repair shop to get the keys fixed, and then so the Quantum will take the mantle on the top of the rack behind me. Yeah, so I'm hoping next week. Actually, I may want to call him and just confirm that's still good to go. Yep. Any day within a couple weeks, hopefully. I'll have that. I'm super excited about that. And then, of course, KnobCon in September. So hopefully I'll have some time to get it on some live streams. And it's a big deal, I think. It's and actually, Paulo from Synthmania, he said that when he was at NAMM, he had played with one and said that it sounded really good. So that's a good endorsement, I think. So also we got Mr. Cowfood in the chat. Mr. Cowfood, man, it's been a long time. Glad you're here on the live. We need to get you back on the channel for a discussion panel one of these days here pretty soon if you're available. So I'll hit you up an email on that. But it's been too long, sir. I need to get you back on here. Oh, Mr. Cowfood has picked up a Blofeld. Nice. Let me look at that. Let's look at a Blofeld. They have like a big screen on them, don't they? I remember looking at these. And I was kind of like, yeah, maybe. I mean, so they've got a keyboard version here, but there's like I know there's a rack version where you just get kind of the module here. Yeah, I'm hoping KnobCon does get some good exposure for the channel here. The other thing I need to try and do is get Suit and Tie Guy on the channel for an interview. But my next interview is going to be on the 25th, or the 25th on Saturday. I'm going to interview Mr. Grey Wolf, who is the creator of Blue Arp, which is like my favorite arpeggiator ever. So I'm really excited to have him on. So I probably won't, with Suit and Tie Guy, probably getting ready for KnobCon and everything, I'll probably wait till after the show to try and get him on, after KnobCon wraps. But I think that he's a real nice guy. Hit me up on Facebook a while back, and I kind of floated it to him, hey man, come on the channel. So hopefully I'll get to meet him. But yeah, Mr. Cowfood, did you get the full keyboard version here, or did you just get the module? Oh, and he got a DFAM. Dude, see what happens when I don't hear from you for a few months? Like, you got the rack one. Let's see what the rack one looks like. Blofeld. There we go. So, oh, they got a limited edition, or a white one. I'd probably get the black one. Yeah, so these sound really nice. I like actually the rack version is pretty sweet here. It looks like looks tiny. Nice tabletop. I love how we're just going through the thing here. Yeah, sweet. Well, congratulations, Mr. Cowfood. That's awesome. Oh, and you got a boog? Did that take a while to get to you, I wonder? It seemed like they were on back order forever for a lot of folks, so hopefully you didn't have to wait too long for yours. So yeah, let's take a look at what I've got going on here. Here is the sound from the MS-2000. I might have been saying MS-20 earlier in the show. I'm not sure, but I meant MS-2000. So this is a little lead that I had. Can't remember if I made this or if it was a preset. It sounds like so this is audio from the Pro Tools file, but since I have an MS-2000B, I'll probably try and recreate this sound and run it straight from the synth again. Although, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not necessary. But it sounds like in these filtered parts, I've got the volume down kind of low, but I'm listening. It may have clipped when I recorded the original. Actually, we can look at the WAV file here. Oh, nice. So you went. Mr. Cowfood was able to go to Moogfest. I want to say Moogfest, not Moogfest. And they sold the boogs there. Yeah, that is kind of odd. To see Behringer Boogs. It's the Behringer Model D for those who don't know. We call it the Boog because it's a Behringer Moog clone. Yeah, that seems weird to have those being sold at Moogfest. They seem Boog. Makes me want to say Moog. That's pretty wild. Yeah, so that was the sound That was from the MS-2000. Let's see what else we have in here. So all my percussion except for the kick and snares are Reason. So like my crash. Kick is a kick. This might be kick 1. Yeah, this is kick Nicky when they called it Nicky Romero kick. So that's the kick I have from Sonic Academy in here. So this is how far back when I was working on this. I don't think kick 2 was even out. Claps, these are, let me unsolo this. These are sample claps that I have in my sample libraries. This hi-hat is from Reason. This is from Reason. These snares are from Reason. Okay. This is a sample. Alright, then there's that. And then here's the vocals. So the vocals in this track, I made these on a V-Synth GT, which I really miss and should get back. But it was kind of like the Daft Punky sounding vocoder effect that they had on that synth, which is actually really good because the fidelity on that vocoder was great. Like if I play these, let me solo the whole lot of them here. Let me find one where they play right away here. I guess we'll just have to wait a second.
Like to be out. I am inside. Like to be out. I am inside.
So, and I don't remember why I have so many different.
Like to be out. I am inside. Of your radio. I am inside. Of your radio. I am inside. Of your radio.
Oh, Guitar Center was there.
I am inside. Like to be out.
So anyway, those are the vocals. Yeah, the grandmother cow food. I'm tempted to get one of those, but here's my problem. So that is that synthesizer is it's the same oscillators as the Mini Moog, from what I understand from the reissues. But it's like paired with like the old school modular, like the big Moog modular equipment. Like there's some specific modular bits that they took from that system and put in there, which is cool. But I'm like, I don't know if I need that. That's kind of the only thing I'm like, I mean, and it looks great and it sounds good. So I don't know. But for grand, like, we'll see. Maybe I could pick something else up. Oh, interesting. So the sale of the Boogs helps whet the appetite for people to maybe buy the actual Moogs. Interesting strategy. I wonder how well that works, especially since the I mean, you can still probably pick up a reissue Mini Moog. I know they've stopped producing them, but they're still probably stock. Let's check Sweetwater real quick. Oh, so that you could buy a demo for $31.49. Anyone interested? Yeah, so you can still buy these. For a while, they were offering a walnut version as well, which I think that oh, it is the walnut. The walnut's the one you can get, which is like a darker. Yeah, that's much darker than mine. Honestly, I like the lighter colored wood that mine has, but yeah, I mean, it's a freaking mini Moog, man. Yeah, that's pretty epic. But that price tag is also epic. Yeah, I agree. Imperfect. I don't know that logic makes a lot of sense. You're asking someone to maybe pay 10 times for... Well, and again, maybe it's not buying a mini Moog, but, you know, a grandmother, it's $1,000. That's not too bad. Or even any of the other ones. What do they have? Let's just check. Let's see what Moog synths they have. Sub 37... Oh shit, the grandmother's $8.99 right now? It's $100 off. It's got me scratching my head. So the DFAM, Mother 32, of course. Yeah, so here's like some of the big modulars. The Sub Fatty's still on sale. I didn't even know that they sold that anymore. Wow, they still have the Minotaur. I remember watching a Sonic State Nick Bat review of this. A Theremin. Yeah. So, I mean, probably... I mean, yeah, I don't understand. So $300 for the Boog. But they're also there at the show, so they can actually demo some of these other synths as well. But yeah, man, I thought these were going for $9.99. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, this thing looks good though. It's got me tempted though. $100 off. No more synths for a while. Yeah, right. Let's see what else is going on in the track. So, these are the bits that I had somehow ran back through the vocoder. What do we have in here? So this is the bass from Reason. Let's just solo this section. And let's listen to this. Let's look at my Reason project. This is my super bass. So yeah, let's look at my super bass. This is a combinator patch. What the hell is I doing in here? Doesn't look like anything special. It's just a maelstrom, some Scream 4, and then layered with the subtractor, a little bit of reverb, some unison on it. But the two layers on it actually sound pretty freaking awesome. Let me find a spot where it's playing. That part. Oh, this is massive. So let me mute this one. So right now, the bass it's playing is from Reason. And then like if I solo this one, very kind of, the goal was to try and make something that sounded kind of analog-ish. think I did a fairly good job on that. Click add to cart. You're a bad influence on me, Mr. Cow Food. Oh. Nah, I have to wait because I've got this trip coming up, and then a few weeks after that, I have to go out to Rhode Island for work. So I'm gonna be all over the place. So I've got to make sure I've got some cash flow to get me through the trips and stuff. But when I come back, it's a high possibility. Although maybe by then, I don't know if you guys hear about the Moog 1 rumors that maybe that's a polyphonic Moog synth. Yeah, if that's real, that's gonna happen. I'm probably gonna sell some stuff actually if that is real. I'll have to think about what I'm gonna sell though. What should I sell? I wonder what people think I should sell to get some of that. 'Cause if it's like $6,000, you know, I can pay a couple grand and then sell a few things and hopefully make a part of the difference. I don't know. I love everything I have though. I don't know. Maybe it's going on a credit card. Let's see what else. So then we're using some Reason white noise. Why do I not have these? Whatever I haven't used in a year. Hey, that's actually not a bad metric. I think I've probably used most everything in the last year, though. I don't know. We'll see. So this again, this is some white noise effect in Reason. Trying to find where that freaking sound is coming from. Unless I captured that as audio. I don't think so though. No, that's coming in real time. So you can see it's definitely a Maelstrom. It's Maelstrom 1. This guy. And I'm doing some filter frequency modulation. So pink noise and resonant noise with some distortion. This Scream 4 module, I swear to God, I'd pay like $100 just for that. I freaking love that thing. Maybe not $100, maybe like 70. It's like my favorite distortion. Alright, and then what's over here? So over here is a bunch of freaking soft synths. This shit's all gonna change. So in the original track, I was using, again, the V-Synth GT for some of the layered melodies. And right now I've got a couple instances of Synthmaster 2.5, which was probably new. I probably had just gotten this plugin when I started working on this. And I mean, it's okay. It's decent. But now that I know my synths a little bit more in terms of even my VSTs, now the Ana synth, I really do like this synth. So which one's doing what here? I don't know. It's just kind of a super saw type sound. So I would love to pull the JP8000 back out for that. Or maybe even the AN1X. Anyway, all right, so that's what we have. That's just kind of a brief walkthrough. So what I had done in here, though, is I was trying to figure out how can I recreate my kind of filter EQ sweep. And what I had come up with was this. So I got a little bit of a bit reduction, some bit crusher going on, kind of a bandpass EQ set, and then using the vocoder here, which does not fulfill my satisfaction at all. But let's just hear what this sounds like. So the filter, or the routing, switches in the breakdowns to the percussion except for the crash and that like white noise, and then the bass line. But any other melodies or vocals are supposed to stay clean, so not affected by that effect. And the way I did it originally in Pro Tools was, I think, for parts of it, the parts that weren't Reason parts, I routed. How did I do that now? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look at the old Pro Tools project, but I'm sure that's got a bunch of cobwebs in it. But anyway, let's see what this sounds like. Right now, I've just got it on the percussion. So what I did is I set up a separate group in here. And then I think that kind of the equivalent would be sweeping the formant. Which is kind of close. And then maybe doing some filter automation as well. I wasn't too happy with that. Oh, you know what I should do too? I've got the vocodex plugin from what's it called? ImageLine that I never reinstalled when I built this computer. That might give me a different effect. But I was thinking, a little bit of automation. And I tried playing around with some of these settings. I've never used this Ableton vocoder. I think it's kind of shitty. But it does go up to 40 bands. But the way I was doing it in Reason was with 8 bands. And I followed a similar curve there. Anyway. So that's going to be, I think, the biggest challenge for this remake. So let me shut all this shit off for right now. So I need to play through the last little bit because what I had done, again, since this was kind of a port from a different DAW, so I imported all the MIDI as a single project file. Or a single MIDI file that splits out here. So when I do that, I have to, the way I like to work in Ableton is with clips. So I will section off, a couple different measures that make sense. You do an 8 count or 16 count or whatever you're doing, and then move to the next piece so you can loop certain sections. Anyway, so as you can see, like right here, I have this section looped. So presumably the next thing to do would be to duplicate this scene. Come down here, take this and just move it over to here, and do that for for everything. So we did it for that one. But the problem with this is like it gets a little cumbersome and sometimes you don't put shit in the right spot. But most people would probably just import it into the arrangement view. Let's see if I already fucked this up. But the nice thing is you can always just drop it back in. You know, you could just delete that scene, duplicate it again if you screw up too bad. So that makes sense there. Hi-hats. I can't remember which one I just did. Alright. So no more snares. So then, if there's nothing else in the line, then I would just delete that one. It's like the snares, there's no more there, so just delete that one. So, and I'm surprised I didn't actually finish this part, because normally I would have already finished all this, but I must have got tired of working on it, or something didn't. I was probably pissed because I was having a hard time getting that the sweep through the vocoder effect not to sound how I wanted, and I probably got pissed and stopped working on it and then forgot about it. That's probably what happens. What happened, I mean. So, oh yeah, so these are the repeating vocal stems. So I had taken sections of the vocoder sound that I had made in the vSynth GT and just looped them. So if we come back to like here, so these are just looped. And then yeah, so that was all these were. That's right. So we'll scooch all this over. Arrangement view for the win. Yeah, that would probably make things a lot easier, but I'm not going to do that. So this one's actually going to end up in the middle of nowhere for right now, but it's just easier to start working on stuff. Like, sometimes it's almost like it's just nicer to just work on shit from scratch. But because I love this is one of the first tracks that I had created that I thought sounded pretty good, like had some commercial appeal possibly. And it was, when it was originally released on my old record label that I was signed to, it had also gotten picked up on a compilation for something. That was the first time that had ever happened. I thought that was super cool. So, I don't know. I got some attachment to it, and I want to clean it up and re-release it. So, that's pretty quick, though. That didn't take too long. Let's see, there's a couple more things here. So these are going to go into nothingness. But the thing is because of the way I'm doing this, I still need to move these so I know where I am. But then when I go back through, I delete all the empty bits. If that makes sense. Then again, like for any kind of live anything, if I ever do anything live with this track, I've got it already broken out into sections, and it just makes it more flexible this way, I think. Definitely slows down the workflow. But let's see what we got. Yeah. And it's just still gonna take some work because, like, in certain parts like that, that vocoder part. Let me see if I can find the original song here. Oh, you know what we could do? Why don't we pull it up from my freaking YouTube? Now let's find it on my channel. Ooh, I'm streaming. So this is one of my old. Here it is. 9 years ago, 3.6 thousand views. Smash hit. Oh shit! This isn't gonna work this way. I forgot. If I switch my sound card, it's probably going to cause Ableton to crash. Damn it. Well, anyway, the vocoder section sounded better in this, and I'm going to have to figure that out, or buy a V-Synth GT. So, those are my options. Anyway. But anyway, guys, I think we're about going to wrap it up here. It's been about an hour. I'll get the arrangement all sorted out here now that I've finally been able to get this to run more stable for this rework. I'll try and figure out how I can get that vocoder effect back in and build it back up and stuff. And then this track is actually almost done. There wasn't a huge amount that I needed to do because actually a lot of the work I'd already done a couple years ago. Was switching up some of the bass lines and stuff like that. Oh, I should talk about that real quick, actually. The massive bass line. I should just mention that. Vocals. Here, is this it? Alright, let's see what I was using in here. This is electro synth that's been modified because I changed some of the pitching and some other stuff. But anyway, yeah, so this is massive. I still think sounds freaking awesome. But I've heard people dig on it because it's like super old now, but I don't know. I think I get some really great bass sounds out of Massive still that I like and think sit well. Anyway, so that's about it. So guess we'll call it a night. Let me know what you guys think about that little mixer I was talking about. I don't know if you gentlemen in the chat room had joined earlier enough, but there's that company Maker Heart. Let me find it again. Maker Heart. Just Mixer M. This guy. This is like a little mobile mixer. They've got a few different versions of it, but I picked this version up to take with me on my trip to Chicago to have some ability to record some of the synths that are there, along with some voiceover stuff. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that. This is a little independent company. I'm not sure where they're from. Yeah, here's a little chart of their different mixers. I was thinking this Just 5 mixer, but I had heard that like it has issues with overloading and you get a lot of distortion. But just a nice little portable mixer to be able to mix in some sound sources, like the Roll and Go. But I think this is going to suit my needs better. Hopefully. We'll find out. Anyways, that's it, gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. And ladies, if any ladies are watching or end up watching this, thank you very much for your time. I'll be back next week with some more stuff. I'm going to try and also get to making some produced videos. If I have time, I will, of course, and update and post those throughout the weeks. Like this guy I need to do a more thorough, in-depth review of the IK Multimedia Uno synth, because this thing's awesome. I really enjoy that one. Anyway, have a good week, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.